You're under oath. Have you fired, retired, dismissed any DSA agents that have not followed your policies?
What kind of agents, sir?
DHS, Homeland Security agents. Yes.
Specific law enforcement officers?
Yes, ma'am. Officers under your watch.
I haven't given any specific orders to any law enforcement officers under the Department of Homeland Security, so.
Your administration, I believe, has consistently violated the law by denying due process to U.S.-born American children. Under your watch, you've deported American children. 2 American children, 4 and 7, were put on a plane with their mother, sent to Honduras within 24 hours of being detained. There was an attorney involved. And we're debating right now the issue, as if you stated, that the mother wanted the child to go with her, but there was an attorney involved. That person was not consulted. That family was denied the opportunity to talk to that attorney.
Rep. Lou Correa pressed Secretary Kristi Noem about in this hearing wasn't a routine policy exchange. It was a moral and legal alarm bell. Think about what's really happening here. Families who have lived in the U.S. for decades, checking in regularly with immigration authorities, are suddenly detained. Within a day, parents are put on planes and their American citizen children, kids who may have never even seen their parents' birth countries, are sent out with them. Attorneys who are literally present are cut out of the process.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. First of all, Secretary Noem, welcome to this committee. Had the honor of hearing testimony from Secretary Kelly, Secretary Mayorkas, and of course you. Welcome. We all have the same interests, which are protecting Americans, American taxpayers, as we move forward in our jobs. And I want to say that your testimony, my colleague from Louisiana, and myself have the same interests, which are to protect Americans, especially to protect children, especially to protect American citizen children. That's where my concern is, Madam Secretary, that your administration, I believe, has consistently violated the law by denying due process to U.S.-born American children. Under your watch, you've deported American children, U.S.-born children. Some of the examples, I only have 5 minutes to talk about, but I'll come back to the case that was described or discussed a little while ago, which was 2 American children, 4 and 7, were put on a plane with their mother, sent to Honduras within 24 hours of being detained. There was an attorney involved. And we're debating right now the issue, as if you stated, that the mother wanted the child to go with her, but there was an attorney involved. That person was not consulted. That family was denied the opportunity to talk to that attorney. The attorney was there. What is wrong with asking the attorney? You've got a family that had been checking in, following ICE direction. Check in, bring your family to check in. They weren't let out. That happens in my district all the time. Families check in ICE. If ICE determines they should be deported, do you know what we do? I call ICE and I say, give them 30 days. Some of these families have been in this country 20, 30 years. Give them 30 days to get their situation in order. Make sure that they figure out how to keep their American children in the U.S. Give them the opportunity to make an educated decision on the lives of American citizens. In this case and other cases, ma'am, you have split-second decisions to make a decision on those children. And you, Madam Secretary, also make split-second decisions based on whatever coerced discussion you're having with that mother. And I say coerced because when you're scared to death, your life is about to change, and you've got an attorney next door that you will not permit that family to consult with that attorney, you got an issue. Case number 2, 2-year-old American daughter, also deported to Honduras. They were also denied access to their lawyers. According to her lawyer, ICE prevented the mother from speaking to the lawyer or anyone else in the family. 2-year-old American citizen. Can't we slow it down and just take a moment before they're deported in 24 hours? The mom did want the daughter to stay in the United States. They may have had relatives in the United States, family. Even the own Trump-appointed federal judge overseeing this case has said that he had a strong suspicion that the government just deported a U.S. citizen with no meaningful due process. Madam Secretary, I think we're all in agreement here. Let's go after MS-13. Let's go after drug dealers. Let's go after Tren de Grúa. the bad folks who hurt my community as well as everybody else's community. But I failed to see where a child, 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 7-year-old children could be on your top of priorities for deportations. This is still America. Due process, the Fifth Amendment. Madam Secretary, I know ICE agents. I deal with them all the time. I've toured the southern border, blue uniforms, green uniforms, talking to them about what they need to do the job. More than happy to have that discussion with you, publicly or privately, but deporting US-born children, ignoring their attorneys, take a deep breath. You've been here 20, 30 years. A lot of the times back home, when I ask the ICE agents, give them 30 days, you know what? Without fail, that person comes back or self-deports. We can do better. Madam Secretary, I'm going to ask you one last question in 9 seconds. You're under oath. Have you fired, retired, dismissed any DSA agents that have not followed your policies?
What kind of agents, sir?
DHS,
DHS
Homeland Security agents. Yes.
Specific law enforcement officers?
Yes, ma'am. Officers under your watch.
I haven't given any specific orders to any law enforcement officers under the Department of Homeland Security. So there are, within the Department of Homeland Security, 280,000 employees. 47,000 of them are Coast Guard individuals. So, 230,000 individuals are employees, and we're very proud of the work that they do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognizing that it's Police Week. We have many agencies that have law enforcement officers in them that get up every single day to serve their communities and to make sure that our laws matter and that they're enforced appropriately and that no one is treated differently than someone else.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Judges have even noted strong suspicions that U.S. citizens were deported without meaningful due process. That's not just heartbreaking, it's unconstitutional. What Correa cited reports that U.S.-born children were being deported alongside their parents, sometimes within 24 hours of detention, and that lawyers were denied the chance to intervene. Those aren't minor procedural mistakes. They go straight to due process, citizenship rights, and the integrity of American law itself. This exchange revealed two overlapping failures, one operational and one institutional. Operationally, it calls into question how DHS and ICE verify citizenship and ensure families fully understand their rights before any removal. Institutionally, it exposes how systemic pressure for fast deportations can override the rule of law and ignore the presence of legal counsel. Democrats like Correa are right to demand transparency and accountability. That's what congressional oversight is for. It's about making sure government power serves justice, not expedience. Legally, this is an enormous red flag. A U.S. citizen, no matter their parent's status, is entitled to full constitutional protection. Deporting an American child is not an immigration matter. It's a violation of citizenship rights. Even in cases involving undocumented parents, there must be a separate, careful legal process for the child. Due process is the bedrock of democracy, and when that's undermined for the most vulnerable, children, it erodes faith in the entire system. There are clear, practical reforms that could stop this from happening again. DHS could require that any case involving a U.S.-born child be automatically reviewed by an independent legal authority before removal. Parents must be given recorded, informed consent opportunities with an attorney present before agreeing to take a child out of the country. Congress should also mandate that DHS publish quarterly data on how many removals involve potential or confirmed U.S. citizens. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. This isn't a partisan issue. It's about basic humanity. You can enforce immigration law and protect children. In fact, the two go hand in hand. A system that honors due process is stronger and more respected, both domestically and globally. When enforcement shortcuts due process for speed or optics, it risks both legal and moral collapse. If you care about this issue, here's how you can help. Contact your congressional representatives and demand that they support independent review of any deportation involving minors or U.S. citizens. Support organizations like the National Immigration Law Center, the ACLU, and local legal aid groups that fight for families caught in these bureaucratic tragedies. Keep paying attention. These hearings matter, and public pressure is what forces agencies to reform. Behind every statistic is a child with a life here, an accent, a school, a doctor, friends, dreams. Those children are Americans. Representative Lou Correa's challenge to Secretary Noem was a reminder that in the United States, citizenship isn't conditional. It's a promise, and it's up to us to make sure that promise means something. You said,